this amazing life that he had, and to pick those handful of moments and allow that to be the memory, that to be the thing. But how well would that serve? So those memories, very fortunately do get forgotten, and they forgotten and forgive. I mean, maybe they're all one and the same, or understanding more and more about how hard life is sometimes. But those are no longer central. What really serves is for those memories to be forgotten. And what's the memories to be remembered? It's about the kind of person he was, this really caring, loving, amazingly dedicated to my mom, amazingly dedicated to his family and to his business, very dedicated person to his church, I should add in there, very dedicated. Like, that's the memory that needs to be remembered, because if we don't forget the other one, we're actually misremembering, because my dad had a handful of times where life just didn't go well and he lost his stuff, welcome to life, right? Welcome to human beings. If that's where the focus is, we never are focused on who the actual real person is. I have no doubt in my mind that this is the real person who my dad was. This other stuff were the blips. And I'm sure, at least I would hope, that my kids will see the same thing down the road. Yep, dad lost his stuff a couple of times, and we know that this is who he actually really was. And I wish the same for you, that you have those experiences as well. Because forgetfulness actually gets us in this weird way to truthfulness. Now, it doesn't mean glossing it over at all. It means if there's work to be done to come to terms with that, if there's work to be done, so be it. But it's done so that memory gets put away and this other memory can take the proper place, which is center stage, where we really remember, re-putting it together, who this person actually was. I think that's why, from a Swedenborgian perspective, it's so interesting, the difference between an inner memory and an outer memory. And the inner memory is where we really kind of have a memory of the soul of someone, and remembering who we really are, remembering who they really are, when it's all said and done. And that deep inner memory is incredibly critical. The other stuff, we're going to lose track of it. And thankfully, God quiets the outer memory so that over time that quiets and quiets and quiets and quiets and quiets and quiets. Just becomes unimportant. I know as my dad reached, his end stages, the last thing I wanted to do was bring up this, because it just didn't matter that he lost it when I was 16 about something dumb I'd done. It's not important, just not important at all. What was really important was just this deep sharing that we had of a father and a son, at this deep inner memory part. So friends, I'd coach you on this. If you find yourself a little stuck, and be very careful with this, you know your life, the way to run it. I'm just going to offer this as a suggestion, and just check and see, is this something, am I harboring something that might actually be better off being forgotten? And you could use the word forgiven, or whatever word you want to use there, because this is who I actually know that person to truly be, and allow them to truly be. Like, don't shackle them all up and tie them all up with the few moments where they really lost it. Instead, be really open to who they actually really were. And that's a beautiful thing, because it brings us right into gratitude, grace, compassion, even bringing into a certain level of admiration. Like, wow, they really, with all that they had going on, they really did their best. All of those things brings us to a new place. So may we have a weekend where this is going to sound a little funny, where we're remembering what to forget and we're remembering what to remember. Hope that makes sense, dear friends. And what we're going to do now is we're going to come in for a soft landing here. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little prayer, a little blessing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say hi to friends on Facebook. So let's get a little prayer bell here. So get a little breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's do a little quick, cheery hello to those of you who might be able to join us or might have joined us here on Facebook. All right, let's flip on over to there. And again, wishing everyone a great weekend. We had a wonderful time. Last weekend was a wedding down in South Carolina, which was great. And then, then a little quick escape down to Florida for a few days, which was wonderful. Mandy says, love this message. Well, thank you, Mandy. It's Mandy, like, it's so beautiful. The idea of inner memory, right? Like it really is remarkable. And that's what the Lord keeps intact, and that's where the better angels of our nature sit. So it's a really powerful concept. So thank you for that. And Marcus, good morning to you. All right, dear friends, listen, God bless. Have a wonderful, amazing weekend ahead. We certainly hope we get